The following is a presentation of the MinionWorks Podcasting Network.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Freelance Heroism. I'm Bubba.
And I'm Rachel.
We're a D&D 5e actual play podcast. Our current campaign is Curse of Strahd, a gothic horror-inspired setting in the dangerous and fog-shrouded land of Ravenloft.
While the setting is serious, our heroes are not. Will they actually be able to defeat the vampire lord Strahd and restore peace to Ravenloft? Or will they just steal goats and invoice villagers? Join us and find out.
On this episode, Arcan'ta?
Last episode, the party met a mini Ragnik in the form of Keeney, the goblin barbarian. Keeney joined with the party since they shared a common goal: kill the Witch of the Woods. Meanwhile, the professional, in an uncharacteristic show of compassion, searched for the kidnapped children to rescue.
When the witch arrives, she casts sleep on most of the party, but a few well-meaning kicks from Adri and the appearance of a white wolf for Chinacote got the group back in the fight. After some grappling, healing, and biting, the party defeated the witch.
I love how the ducky just comes out of game all the time, just there. It's bad she has to apologize for all of this all the time.
She does.
Someone has to.
Right,
So.
and Adri still has my hat,
Yes.
Yes?
which is, I think what we should all take a moment of silence for, because she's wearing it wrong.
She's not wearing it wrong.
Definitely wearing it incorrectly.
So
Also-
Ragnar's going to reach over and take the hat off and use his sword to poke little holes in the side of it for her ears to go through.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
that's
doesn't
epic.
make any sense.
Oh.
I draw these characters all the time, so that doesn't make any sense. Her ears come out way lower than the hat. She'd wear it like that guy from the Cosby Kids. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, good.
No.
Yeah. All the
The
way
guy
down.
who has his
Jab-
ears through.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah.
Donald. Dumb Donald it was.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it.
Dumb Donald,
before my
yeah.
time. I was assuming Jake
Yep.
would know.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Oh, good lord.
Hey, Moon, get off my lawn, you damn kids!
Sync to that, motherfucker.
Wow.
Oh, I have to use that line.
Where's my newspaper? I want to hear some Glenn Miller.
Hey, I love Glenn Miller. Fuck you.
I love Glenn Miller too. Actually, I'm more of a Dorsey Brothers fan, but
Guys,
that's some of my favorite music.
you guys equally have bad taste in music. It's fair. You guys equally terrible.
Oh!
No need to argue about it. You guys are equally dreadful.
God, I hate you.
What are you, a Justin Bieber fan or something?
No. What?
No,
You're working
DC's
in the
a
wrong
nerdcore
direction,
fan.
Jake.
He's a nerdcore fan.
Yeah.
All right, so we just
Yep.
finished our battle. We still got to get kids. We got the hat now has
Yes.
ear holes.
Non-canon.
That's on record. There's
So
ear
we are.
holes. in the hat.
You guys are outside the house, about knee-high in grass. The two kids are inside, still asleep from the spell. Well, waking up from the spell. Deese walked inside the house last night we checked. And
Yep.
go.
Yeah, I wanted to search for those other kids down the other hallway,
All right.
and also get my ball bearings.
All right. Yeah, the quickest way would be outside the house, back around towards the cellar again. So.
I guess I'll help them. I'll help them look for the kids. I knew about the kids. I heard that whole conversation.
Yes.
Correct. I was down in the basement. Okay, I'll help them look for the kids. You're still picking up your own damn balls, though.
I'm just gonna get the other two kids I saved to go pick them up.
All right. They look up at you.
That's fair. I mean, they're children, so they can't sign a contract to pay me a lot of money later. So they'll pay for their rescue by picking up those balls in the hallway.
They look up at you. Is she dead?
Yeah, go ahead, Bubba. Make the joke.
Child labor laws.
Not doing it.
Okay, good.
The children look up at Kavir. Is she dead?
Right on. So that's the plan. Say again?
The children look up at you, Kavir. Is she dead?
Is she dead?
The witch.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Look, you tell me the answer that's going to get you down there and picking those things up.
They look at each other. She's dead.
Done. All right, now don't be in there too long. I think what I'm trying to be a nice way of saying it, just hurry up.
They go down in the cellar with you.
Okay. And I'm going to point in sort of the general direction. I'm going to throw the bag at him.
All right.
Are those vines still writhing around?
No,
or
you
they
notice that the
done with
house
the
is
witch?
pretty much now as dead as the witch. The magic that was keeping the vines alive has died with the witch. Or with the night hag.
Cool.
The scarecrows even seem less...
Well, that's a good thing. I had totally not considered the vines. But I probably still would have told him to go down there, so it doesn't change the game.
What a dick.
All right.
This isn't game one. We are aware of the personality trope that I'm building here.
That's true.
I'm aware, but I still have to point it out. It's kind of like Rachel face palming when I mention goat sex, or
That's
Jake
Yeah.
Oh, look, she didn't do it this time.
doing what
That's
Jake
amazing.
does.
Trying to read my notes.
Jake doing what Jake does. I'm not even sure what to make of that.
So,
Okay.
I'm just doing what Jake does now.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's like a goat sex
breaking into random karaoke, finding toys that there's no way you should have, fucking, and being our murder hobo. So,
All right. That about sums it up.
All right, guys.
I enjoyed the
There's the occasional
Thundercat
flute solo.
Oh, me too.
So.
Yeah.
And there it is. Yes.
Right here, ready to go. Right here, ready to go.
wow.
So, as Kavir and Chunakote are downstairs going through the tunnel system, looking for the kids, what is the other two doing up top? Reinik and Adrian.
I'm looking around for more red caps.
All right.
And I will tell Adri, hat looks good on you. You should keep hat.
I think I have to give it back.
I think
Eventually.
that's true.
But
Yeah.
thank you.
Probably soon.
Have we checked the hag for treasure, for loot?
No, you haven't.
Okay. Adri's going to carefully approach and kind of like poke at the corpse with her mace just to make sure she's dead before checking for something that looks useful.
You, as you poke the corpse, you definitely see it's dead. As you begin to scan it, you find in her pocket, it is a illustrious black gem in her pocket.
Oh, okay.
It's deep, it's black, it's as beautiful as it is sickening to look at. It just the way the blackness is almost like it sucks people in, but it doesn't.
Okay. Is there some kind of check that I can do to try to figure out is it just like a regular gem? Is it a magic gem? Is it something associated
definitely a
with
magical gem.
witches?
It is definitely magical. So
Okay.
you can do an
Yeah, you saved me a spell. I don't have to cast.
what was that? Oh, you can do an Arcana check on it.
I don't have to cast detect magic now. Yes.
So
Do Arcana.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do an Arcana check. 8.
Wow. Well done.
Thank you.
You Arcana'd the shit out of that.
Adri knows that it was important to her. She kept it on her. It is the nicest thing on her. but besides that, you just know it's magical.
Okay.
With that roll, it should be called Arcan'ta.
Oh.
All right.
You also find a leathery bag on her.
A bag?
Yeah, it's like a leathery bag. It's about 4 inches long. Just extremely. It feels. It feels familiar, but you can't place it.
Okay.
It is the color black, though.
Can I do like a detect magic to see if it's magic?
Of course.
Okay. And that's... I just want to double check. Detect magic is a ritual, so it doesn't use a spell slot.
All right.
Is that right?
Yeah, but rituals take like 10
that's
minutes.
true.
Yeah, but we're in downtime right now, so it's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, do we really want to
we probably
sit and chill for 10 minutes right now in a possibly hostile environment?
not.
But I mean, maybe.
Adria will put the gem and the bag in her backpack, but in separate pockets.
All right. Let me write this down. Adri has the black gem.
What's interesting to me is how cautious she's being. She found a stone and a bag. It's like finding an iPhone and an iPhone case.
So,
But she put them in separate bags.
all right. No problem. Ragnik, what are you doing? Which part are you exploring?
I'm in the house.
You're in the house? As you go through it, all right, you find random things around the house, buckets. You actually find what seems to be the witch's or the hag's room. It has flesh actually on the walls. It's darker than the rest of the house. You find like a table with different things on it, different small animal legs. It looks like you see animal intestines, some eyeballs, another black leather pouch.
Do I see an oil lamp or anything?
No, not in the house. You see old ones that are empty, but nothing with
Okay.
any fresh oil in it.
All right. How dried are the walls?
The vines they're pretty still fresh. It's just they are dying out. They aren't moving anymore. So
I don't think I was downstairs. I was.
Yeah, he's upstairs.
okay.
Yeah, I'm upstairs. Were there vines
Yeah, there are
upstairs?
vines upstairs. There's vines throughout the house.
Okay.
So
All right.
you do see what looks like to be homes of the little gremlins and the fake creature she kept. You see a few red caps around without any owners, some iron boots on the floor that look old and rusted, and others in the corner that weren't used yet.
Okay. I want to start gathering up some dry tinder and putting it in the living room, and then I'm going to get out my flint box. And I'm going to burn this motherfucker to the
All
ground.
I
Should
want.
we
While we're
wait
in the
for
basement.
a party?
While we're in the basement. Thanks,
I love how
Ragnick.
concerned they were for everyone's safety when it didn't involve him not burning something. And now his teammate and an unknown number of children are in this building, and he's loading tinder.
I don't think anyone's told us that there are more than 2 children.
They have.
Yeah, I have no idea about that.
They have.
When?
That's because before I left, I said, I'm going to go into the basement and get the rest of those kids. That was after I tried to take my hat back.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, then Adri will...
I mean, regardless, I'm not going to spark it with everybody in
Yeah.
there. I'm going to wait, but
The
I was
driest
hoping.
the driest grass is actually the scarecrows outside.
okay. Yeah, I take those in and pile them up in the living room.
All right. So, and downstairs, Kavir, you do find more children.
Oh, good.
the enthusiasm.
So you find another.
Well, I didn't throw anything else on the floor, so I don't need any more kids.
Because the tunnel takes you actually out into the yard under the other scarecrows, and you do find one more girl and one more boy. You also find
I'm
the end
gonna
of.
ask them.
Go for it.
I'm gonna say, were there any more of you in this area?
No, the other one is under the barn, or past the barn.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, go ahead. Continue what you were saying.
at the end of the route that you took with the two children, you found an entrance, exit out that's not under the house, that is a distance away from the house.
Okay. Hey, Choo Choo.
Yeah.
You want to maybe open that door? Take a look at what's going out that way. I don't really.
I think.
Since our healer is really slacking in her duties, I'll just. You're not here. You're not here. You can't rebuttal.
She's out there by the witch looking at butterflies.
Yeah. She's sorting her Beanie Baby collection. I'm gonna say
it's not a tie. It's not a Beanie Baby.
I'm gonna say I'm not.
Is that on your
No,
character
there's no
sheet?
Beanie Baby collection on my character sheet.
There will be whenever Deece draws one up.
That's gonna be the art for it. It's just gonna be her rolling around with a bunch of Beanie Babies. They're all gonna be ducks. So,
Yeah, I can open the door. I'm gonna examine it closely before I just yank it open there. Is it open outwards, I'm assuming?
Yes. It's a small ladder, a 4 feet ladder up, and then it opens actually up the door out.
Alright. Can I search the area first before I just yank on it here? Alright. 14.
you want me to take a look at that?
I mean, there's no lock on it or anything. It's no rocket science to open. It's just like a normal wooden hatch with an iron ring on it.
All right, I'll open it. I'm just gonna open it a little bit, kind of like look and see where, trying to get my bearings before.
As you open it, you see the trunk of a tree, and the giant roots of a tree. You recognize the old tree in the yard next to the house.
Like I'm not inside the tree per se.
Yeah, you're outside
by
between the roots of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll open it up.
You see the grass of the field. You see a couple of the scarecrows around that are completely depowered now. You see Adri off in the distance, playing with Beanie Babies and butterflies.
I'm gonna walk up through the door as well.
All right.
I'm just gonna shake my head with the butterflies and all.
I wanna look at the tree, and then try to determine whether or not the roots or the vines that are underneath are coming from the tree.
Go ahead and give me an insight roll.
Yep, sorry. I gotta use the digital dice roller.
Hey, no worries.
12.
It's safe to determine that the vines do come from the tree. The way the root system grows, the way
Does the tree appear to... Does the tree... Sorry.
No worries.
We're having some weird tempo.
Yeah, I feel it.
What I'm... The basic...
It's the new night.
Yeah.
Yeah. The, okay, so the... Is there anything special about the tree in particular? Obviously,
it's really old. You can tell it's really old, but you can definitely tell it's rotted on the inside. It doesn't look right underneath in the roots.
That's
the way the vines grow from it. It definitely, the way the vines are dying around the area, you see the tree doing the same slower.
So it appears like maybe that the witch was using the tree as some sort of like defense tool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when she died, it lost like power.
Safe to assume.
Okay. The scarecrows, we know that they were powering, or the children were powering the scarecrows.
Yes.
Would I know of any type of, like, outside of game,
Mm-hmm.
I know a thing about this type of thing. In game, I'm not certain that I would, so I'm going to take a roll on that if that's alright.
That's fine.
You want like an Arcan'ta or something like that?
What was the roll?
I don't know what I'm rolling.
Oh,
yet.
intelligence.
Woo! 24.
Yeah, you have a decent knowledge of these, of hags. You've dealt with them before.
Okay, so then so can I determine whether or not this is the fear magic, where they scare things and then use the fear to generate power from that?
Yes.
Or if this is just like a life force magic?
Yeah, this is definitely like liquid pain style. This is definitely using fear. They're definitely sucking the life force of the children. This is definitely some old school Book of Wild Darkness shit.
Right on. Right on. Okay, so
Which I cannot
then
wait
I'm
for
going
a
to
5e.
make some notes in my I'm gonna go ahead and make some notes in my journal.
All right. No problem. No problem.
And I'm gonna kind of do like a pacing, like around the tree, from like different angles, trying to see if there's any type of like etching mark on the tree that would, if the roots are dying faster than the center part of the tree, then that means that the focal point of the magic was the tree.
So that is right.
I'm not 100% sure about the scarecrows.
So
there should be some sort of like etched rune or something like that on the tree, maybe.
not the,
Would you like some help with this?
Say again.
Would you like some help with this? I am kind of schooled in, like, arcane stuff.
Sure. I'm looking for some symbols or some markings.
Alright, first I want to get those kids out of the area. I'm going to take the kids over to Adri.
He's like, can I help? No, I'm not going to help. I'm going to go do something else.
Oh, I'm going to be right back. Calm down.
Oh, no,
Can I help you?
Jake's
Later.
He's more.
I'm ensuring
He's
the
more
children
afraid I'm
are
going to do
safe.
something with the tree if you activate something. So
I'm fine with it. The tree looks like it's depowered.
so he takes the children over to Adri.
Adri,
Oh, look at all these kids!
would you mind?
There is a total of 4 children now.
You guys
what
are
I
so
expect.
cute. How many?
4 as of right now.
4.
There's
right
still
now.
another one.
Okay.
He could very well be dead.
Where's the other one?
Such a pleasant thought.
The kids all
Such
look
a
at each
pleasant
other.
thought.
The trail that goes under the barn.
Okay.
Alright, we'll get there.
Hey,
don't worry.
Ragnick?
Yes?
There's a kid under a barn?
That is horrible place for a child.
I agree.
Wow.
Um,
Okay, now that now that
Yes.
we're all on the same page that you shouldn't keep children in barns.
that's true.
Alright, I'm back with Kavir now. Let's
Alright.
let's
Give me an Arcana roll.
go over this thing with a
Go ahead
fine
and give me an Arcana roll, Jake, and give me an Insight, Dees.
Shit. Yeah, I'm a paramedic.
We have another
18.
Arcanta.
Oh, that's definitely
Oh
an
man, that is the
Arcan'ta.
skill of the night. What was your roll, Dees?
Hell.
I rolled a 12 plus 6.
You do see the bark has
18,
grown
sorry.
over what looks like some carvings. You do see them under some of the pieces of bark that have grown over it.
Okay, I'm gonna take my knife
All right.
and kind of cut like a downward flat blade across it to see if I can get what was already carved in there, like the overgrowth to make it more apparent.
As you chip away, you start seeing names on there carved into it and scratched out as it goes through.
Oh. Any names in particular?
They're just normal, Borovia-ish names that you recognize, but you do notice they're all female.
Huh. Okay.
Now,
Arena's
Arena's name's not on there, but with your knowledge of hags that you've dealt with before, you do know that hags normally do not travel alone, that they're normally in a coven of 3. So the fact that you guys encountered a single hag by herself would lead you to believe that she was trying to build her coven by stealing little girls and growing them to the age where she can turn them to hags.
Huh.
That bitch.
Well, I mean, Jesus, you wanted to just
We
be
should
alone.
murder her.
If she weren't dead, I'd kill her.
I'm just saying
Oh,
that we have some
that's so
we have some
wrong.
weird emotional things about these people. We're like, she just wanted friends because she was all alone by herself in the woods, and kill her. It's like kill her because she wanted a friend. Good Lord.
Just like Strahd wants somebody to love him.
I'm just saying, right?
That's
You know how hard it's got to be up there in that castle all by yourself?
that is a gross oversimplification.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't think that it is. I think that we've gotten too personally
No.
like we're becoming anti-monster without trying to understand them at all, which I think is unreasonable.
Dude, we just fought alongside a goblin. That's not anti-monster.
Okay, we don't know what that goblin does.
We're like equal rights here.
We don't know what that goblin does in his spare time. We were temporarily aligned.
We are not sympathizing.
I'm
with
not
Strahd.
saying that he's right. I'm just saying that motive is part of any court case. You go over motive. You need to know why things are done. That seems fair.
All I need to know is he's got spirits that can't serve their families, bound and trapped. That is an aberration, and he will be destroyed.
You know, you say potato, I say potato.
Chunicote's just walked away.
So,
Gotta go play my flute in a corner somewhere to calm down.
Shades of gray, Chunicote.
as Chunicote plays his flute, the children surround him and just sit and listen peacefully. It seems like it's the calmest moment they've had in a long time.
Aww.
All right, Mr.
I'll go with a calm
All right,
type of
all right,
song,
Mr.
man.
Ragnick. What is your goal now?
Huh? Do I have all the scarecrows piled up
Yes,
on the
you
floor?
do.
Is everybody out of the house?
No,
Out of the main
still a
house.
kid in the barn.
Yes, the barn.
That's not in the
No,
house.
the house is separate than the barn.
But there's a tunnel that we've heard about that connects them, right?
Yes.
Okay, light the place up. I'll go get the kid.
Okay.
Is there I know where the path is to get under the barn?
Say that one more time.
All right, I know which path takes me
Yes.
under the barn there in the basement. All right, I'll go get the kid, light the place up.
I'm going to flip to the back of my book where I have all of the names of my party members, and I'm going to add a minus to both Chunicote and to Ragnick for being severely unprofessional.
So Chunicote runs in the house, or
And,
goes.
and Ragnick's list, he's got like 500.
Long.
So Chunicote is going through the tunnel
Wait.
system to the barn.
All right, so I take out my flint and
Wait, is Adri in that book?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've accepted her as a party member.
No, she has a separate page.
Ha
She has a piece of cardstock that I slipped in between the pages.
think he really likes you, Adrian.
Yeah.
He's back.
No, it's a banana leaf that my breakfast came wrapped in that I smear mustard on.
Her name's
So-
misspelled.
Yeah. It's spelled dumb. D-U-M-M-B-E-X.
All right.
What the fuck?
You sure there wasn't?
All right, I'll light the place up.
All right, I was about to say, you sure there's a triangle shape somewhere in there? So the house catches quick. It lights almost immediately the scarecrows. The fire spreads slowly, a little bit slower after the scarecrows, but it does begin to spread through room to room. The smoke doesn't actually hit Chunikote at all, as he's going through the tunnel underneath to the barn. Once you get to the barn, you see what appears to be more iron boots on the floor that don't have any posts at all. You see a couple dead gremlins just lying down there. And you see one.
I step on him.
As you step on them, you hear the crunch of their bones of their small bodies. Almost like you're stepping on a giant spider.
Yes.
As you walk down the hallway,
Oh, beautiful.
you see two things. You see an entrance that goes up into the barn, and then you see a further deeper hallway that goes back under the grounds of the house, towards where one of the scarecrows were.
All right. Well, I'm assuming that's where the kid is. The kid's
Yeah.
not like visible under the barn. Or
Yeah,
is
he's
the kid
not under
in
the barn.
Kid's
No,
in the
he's not. He's not in the barn. He's down the hall.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Well, I continue.
You find him. He's there,
I-
tied up as the other ones were. Except he looks a little looser now that the scarecrow's been ripped off the foundation at the top of the ground. Ragnar's come through and ripped all the scarecrows. So.
All right. I'm gonna bend down to like cut him loose. And what's your name,
Tiberius.
child? All right, Tiberius. We're gonna get you out of here.
That was for you, D's. So
2 to beam up.
as you guys head out, you notice the quickest way out is through the barn door that leads up into the barn.
That'll work.
As you come up,
I'm gonna like kind of do a quick once over in the barn if there's anything of value.
once you get up in the barn, you do see 2 dead bodies. You see an armored, what looks like cleric in the corner, dead. He seems he's been there for a while, and an armored dwarf next to him.
All right. I'm gonna search them thoroughly then. I mean, the fire's not in the barn, so I'm
No.
not worried about that.
The dwarf, you see, he has a dwarven crafted axe in his hands. He's in spiked full plate. He has a couple potions on his hip. He has a bag with a healer's kit in it. The one next to him, though, he looks human, but he seems a lot more like he's more of a paler color. When he was alive, the body's been there for about a week now. You see a mace in one hand.
Okay.
He has a holy symbol carved into his armor. He has a chain shirt on, or it's carved into a piece of plate on his shoulder. He has a chain shirt on, a holy symbol hanging around his neck, and a number of potions in a bag and a journal.
All right. I want to take the journal. I want to take all the potions from everybody, the healing kit, dwarven craft axe. The armor doesn't look like it would fit anyone, would it? Like, I'm sure it's not going to fit
The
Ragnar.
full plate of the chain shirt, no.
And I'm figuring Kavir and I. Yeah, Kavir and I aren't going to wear it.
No, hold on. That's costume pieces, man.
Oh, okay. Good point. All right. No, fair enough. Do I recognize the holy symbol?
No, you don't.
Get that too.
Do you need a religion roll or just
Do
I
not
automatically
get that holy symbol.
Get,
Oh wait, yes, actually get it, so that way we can get the duck her Mr. T necklace.
keep in mind that if we find a holy symbol, that is a costume piece in itself. So that
The
is
holy, you can do a
definitively
religion check
important.
on it, but it's safe to say it's actually not from this realm or yours.
Okay. All right, fair enough. I won't even bother then if I wouldn't have
All
a
right.
chance of knowing. That's fine. I'll grab the chain shirt
All right.
as well, and the holy symbol, and any coins they had.
I'm also gonna need his eye.
Oh yeah, you need his leg too.
Yeah, and his leg.
Okay, I'll be right on that.
You find 20. You
I'm
find
not
20
getting his
silver
eye.
on the dwarf, and 10 gold on the cleric.
All right.
You gonna leave the mace, or you gonna take the mace?
I'll grab the
All right.
mace.
So the only thing you're leaving
Oh, I
behind
thought he
is
said maze. I was super excited.
no. The only thing you're leaving behind is the dwarven.
Basically, I'm
full
leaving.
plate?
Well, I don't know. It's not going to fit Kavira's costume.
I can work with it.
And, well, hell, I'll grab it. Why
So
not?
you
Not
guys,
to mention we have a goblin friend.
you guys see this scene of Chunakote with a kid dragging all this just loot out of the barn as you guys are all standing there watching the house burn.
And once I get that over, the potions and the coins I'm keeping on me for
All
right
right.
now. But I'll toss everything else down. I want to go back. I want to get those bodies, and I want to give them a proper burial.
All right. So
While that's going on, I want to get the kid from Chunakote,
all right.
and I want to walk him over with the other kids, and I'm going to say, line up,
His name's
I don't care.
Tiberius.
line up.
All right.
Tiberius, don't listen to him.
And I'm going to look at him. I'm standing in front of him like a drill sergeant, and I'm looking down at him. And I'm gonna look. Are any of them wearing a hat?
No, their clothes are kind of shoddy. It looks like they haven't ate for a week. I mean, they're not in the
Aw.
best.
Dude, were you really fixing to steal a kid's hat?
I'm going to tell them.
Wow.
Look, tell me your names, and I'm gonna like go through some brief information about all of them, and I'm gonna just write it in my journal.
All right. You get Juliet, Gabriel, Jenna, Thomas, and Tiberius.
Okay. Hold on, is Juliet, Gabriel,
Jenna,
Thomas, Jenna.
Tiberius.
All right, and I'm gonna ask them where they live.
Okay. They all actually say they live in Veliki.
All right.
Come on, David. If you're going to be better than Matt Mercer, you're going to have to get way quicker on your feet than
Yes,
that,
sir.
brother.
They live in Veliki.
I'm also. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take a rope from my pack,
All right.
and I'm going to tie little hoops on it, and I'm gonna put their hands through it, and then have them hold the rope, so they don't get,
It's a
spacey and run all
yeah.
over the place.
it's a kindergarten tactic to watch kids through a park, Rachel. He's not actually like tying ropes to
Okay.
the wrist. He's just giving them loops to hold on.
Okay. Okay.
I know how it
Like,
sounds.
Yeah,
what are you
I thought
doing?
I thought he was going to tie him up too. I
So-
thought for sure he was tying him up.
No, no, no.
Adrian's
he's-
gonna
No.
get 5 rations out of
Alright.
her pack and give them to the kids, since
You
they
got
look
it.
hungry.
They sit
All
there.
right, we don't have free school lunches, so your parents will add that to their bill.
No worries.
I hear him say that.
Yes, he's not being quiet at all.
Was I close? All right. I'm handing Kavir 10 gold pieces and said their debt's paid.
Excellent. Oh my god, man, you're my best customer.
Here's an extra 5. Be quiet.
No, the rate for silence has gone up dramatically.
You were just encouraging him.
Look,
Everything encourages
these
them.
kids were kidnapped. They want to get home to their families, and I'm doing that.
Actually, 2 of their
Oh, they'll be
families,
taken care
2 of them, their father's dead. You guys saw him get killed.
Well, then I'll just untie 2 of their hands and let them into the woods.
No.
No.
I'm kidding.
Whoa,
I'm kidding.
whoa.
I'm kidding. Freak out. You guys.
Wait a minute. Which two are the dead dad?
Juliet and Gabriel. They're the 2 newest. The ones that you guys followed in?
All right. Okay. Well, then it is traditional with my tribe that we take the young of other tribes if we have to.
Oh.
We adopt them into our ways.
Indoctrination.
So Juliet and Gabriel are going to be adopted into my tribe.
All right.
This came in badly.
Indoctrination.
They have no family. I can't leave them. They can't take care of themselves.
Do they have?
Dude, we have a hard enough time keeping a fucking goat alive, let alone 2 kids.
Do they have like a mom or like an aunt and uncle?
Dead.
The mom
Maybe
is
some
dead, but
older brothers or
there you
sisters.
go.
they do have an aunt and uncle in Valiki still.
Okay.
But their mother and father
Too
are
bad,
dead.
Chunakota. You'll have to get 2 new progeny.
I'm still giving them the option. It's their choice.
So
If they were captured in the time of war, I would have forced them to be in my tribe.
Okay. Now, who's the bad guy now? Who's the bad guy
That's
now?
just the way. That's the way of my people. Shades of gray, Kavir. Shades of gray.
I agree. There you go. He's coming around. He's coming around. I like it.
wow, this party is already split 2 ways.
God.
What I really hate is the fact that we've got a bunch of kids tied up and they're talking about shades of gray.
No.
Yes, I couldn't say it earlier.
That is fantastic. I cannot
And
believe I did
there's
not
the next
think
comic.
of that.
Right
I'm
there.
so mad that I didn't think of that.
There's the next
That
comic.
was a double face palm. For
Oh,
Rachel.
it was.
That was a double
God.
face palm.
She still hasn't stopped.
I
It's
don't
still
blame you,
going.
though.
She says she's reading her notes, but she's not.
I'm totally reading my notes.
You need your eyeballs for that.
Okay. All right.
Trying to purge that thought
Yes.
from your mind.
Okay.
Wow.
So Adri,
Welcome to a government watch list, people.
Adri's given all the kids some.
Yeah, we're done. We're not suitable for work.
Oh God, we knew that the first episode.
Well, yeah, just reiterating.
That little mean E means explicit.
It does
Oh,
not mean
yeah.
everyone.
Oh. So it's not like, oh, okay.
So
All right, so we're going to Kaviki. Is that where we're headed next? That's where the original plan was,
that's where you guys are
correct?
taking Irina.
Yes.
First, we're going back to the wagon and getting my
Yes.
goat.
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh man, what
I
if
don't
the
really give a
goblin
shit about
took
the
it
chick,
as his
but I want the
steed?
goat. He didn't.
That's too bad.
He knows better.
That's too bad.
As I'm going to kind of linger behind a little bit and see if there's any signs of that wolf while they're heading out.
Say that again. Any what? Why they're heading out?
I want to as we're heading out, I'm going to kind of linger behind a little bit and look for any signs of that wolf.
All right. As of right now, you do not see him.
Okay.
So
No tracks, anything.
you do pick up tracks on the outskirts, but they disappear quickly once he hits the forest.
Okay.
So
All right. I'm say a little prayer of thanks to him. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of kneel by the tracks and say a little prayer of thanks and pour a little bit of wine into the paw print as an offering.
all right. So, is there anything else you guys want to check before you leave, or head out, or?
On the walk back to the road through the woods, because I assume that the kids are kind of all in line behind Adri, like she's like mother duck, and they're like the ducklings like in line behind her. She's gonna kind of like.
That's great. That's
She's
great.
gonna kind of like poke Ragnik's arm and kind of whisper to him. So their dad was in the road. Could you maybe go ahead and like throw a blanket over him or something so they don't have to see him in the road?
Yes, I can
Okay,
do this.
thank you.
So I run on ahead and I will drag the bodies off into the woods a little bit to where they're not in sight.
All right. You find
How
Irina
dumb
and
are
the
these
goat
kids?
safe.
Good.
So,
They see the wagon they came on, and then they see some blood streaks drug off into the woods.
They probably
the
know
grass
what
is tall,
happened.
the mud.
Okay.
So
Okay. I was just curious. I was like, these are some stupid ass kids.
they try not to look that way as you guys walk
Adri
by.
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't want them to have to see their dead parent. She understands what it's like to lose a parent, so she's sympathizing with them.
Okay.
We did search the wagon, right?
Before we came here, I thought we did.
Did we? I don't think we did.
Say that again?
I don't think we searched the wagon.
I'll give it a once over.
No one
Just to
ever
make
searched
I'm
the
sure
wagon.
Arena searched it while we were gone.
Yeah, mainly what the wagon is full of is just clothes and some fresh food. You could tell the family looked like they were moving from the Leaky to another town.
Any clothes that'll fit the kids?
Yes, plenty of clothes to fit the kids. So,
Were there any clothes that'll fit the kids at all?
yes, there's plenty of clothes.
All right, good. Let's get them changed up. Adri, if you want to take the girls and get them changed, I'll take the boys and get them changed.
Okay, sure.
Freshen them up a little bit. I'm sure I can find a little rivulet or something with my rangery stuff. Wash them up a little bit.
Prestidigitation.
I can do that too.
Irina pokes Ragnik.
So I can either
Go for it. Sorry. Go for it, Jake.
No, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Yeah, I can clean them up ranger style or wizard style, either way, but I'm cleaning them up.
All right. Irina pokes Ragnik. Your clan seems to be growing.
Yes,
Does this happen everywhere you go?
I am noticing this. I'm not sure I am... No, it does not happen everywhere, but it happens often enough.
We need to be careful.
First it was just me and professional. Then it was professional and Indian. Now it's professional Indian duck. Now it's professional Indian duck goat. Now it's professional Indian duck goat kid. I'm not okay with
She's looking at her hand counting.
I'm with you, buddy.
Didn't the goat come before the duck?
Listen. Don't... There are kids here. Go make sandwiches.
Oh,
She looks up at him.
God.
Just shakes her head. She goes and starts trying to prepare food for the children. She's like, she looks back though. We need to be more careful with this many people. We will draw a lot more attention now.
Yes, I am aware. So,
I want to take a minute, and I'm going to pull Ragnik aside.
All right.
why am I so fucking popular today? Yes.
Oh, you're not. You're not. You're not popular.
While
What
they're
can I
doing
do
that,
for you, Mr. Professional?
I'm going to hand him a scroll, and I'm going to whisper to him the same thing I had said to Chunikote about that thing. I'll message it to him. David, I think I already told you, right?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah. So now Adri's the only one who doesn't know.
Okay, thanks.
Excellent. This is all going perfectly according to plan. No, but that scroll in particular, the instructions are gonna be very different on the scroll that I gave to Chunikote and the one that I'm.
I hope
giving
they're
to
in
Ragnik.
pictures so Ragnik can read it.
Yeah, the one.
Mhm.
Right, the one I gave to Chunikote is very eloquent and explains in great detail what everything is, and then with the one I give to Ragnik is going to be like very rudimentary, like no words over 5 letters.
All right.
Written in big crayon.
You have crayons on your character sheet?
No, I was being a.
He's been traveling with me, so yes, he does.
We got him at the Waterdeep Shoney's.
He stole them from Ragnik.
Ah, one very nice.
When we're when we were at fucking Waffle House in Eberron.
That means
Right.
Denny's is in Greyhawk, I take it?
Yeah, Denny's is in Greyhawk,
Okay.
and IHOP's in Midnight. So.
All right. Well, Adri will help the girls
You guys
get
are looking at least.
cleaned up and everything.
All right. You guys get the girls changed. Irina
As soon
looks
as he
at
hands
the
me
road and the
as soon as he
weather.
hands me the scroll, I'm going to open
Don't
it up
read it
and
out loud, stupid.
ask Adri to help me read it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do that. I'm just fucking with you, Deef.
Unfucking believable.
See, this is what I miss about Deese's camera being off. Just that look of just, holy shit, they did it again.
Use your imagination.
Adri's facepalm and Deece's "What the fuck is wrong with you?" are kind of staples of these videos.
Oh, man.
Is there
Alright.
is there like a horse or something that was pulling the wagon?
You don't see it anywhere. You do see a set of tracks from where it ran off, but you do not see it.
So if it's not far, we could hitch it back up to the wagon, and then we have a horse and a wagon.
Yay.
But you'd have to track down the tracks. You don't see around the field where you guys are at the horse at all. You just see the set of tracks
Do
where it
we-
ran off.
Ragnar can pull it.
You do have a ranger.
Yeah. So Chunikote, would you be able to find the horse that ran off?
I will call upon the wolf spirit to aid me, and I'm sure I can. Gonna do a quick prayer and sniff the air and head off.
All right.
Can I... Hold on, let me check a spell real quick.
All right. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to be back in about a minute. All right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be like a survival check that you're going to have to roll, right, Jake?
I would assume.
Is that an ability check?
Yes.
Wisdom.
Okay.
Wisdom based.
So could I
But I got
could I cast guidance on you so you could get an extra D4 to roll while you look?
Sure.
Okay. So Adri will do that, so that way you get an extra D4.
Yay. Thank you. All right. And I'm in the forest, so that's my natural explorer territory. So I can't become lost. I can move stealthy at normal pace.
I'm back.
I get detailed tracking information.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Adri's gonna
okay.
cast
Thank you.
guidance on Chunikote, so he gets an extra D4 when he rolls his survival check to look for to try to like track the horse.
Alrighty.
I'm glad you did. I didn't roll that well, so I got a 15. I did get a 15, and my natural explorer is forest, so I get detailed tracking information, and I can move stealthy at my normal pace. I am being stealthy, and it's impossible for me to become lost unless I'm like magically fucked up.
Alright. That's
The
interesting.
woods are my home.
You definitely pick up the track. You follow through the tall grass for a bit, and eventually you realize from a couple crows that you see in the distance by about 40 yards, you realize what happened to the horse.
Mm-hmm. What?
You see a couple crows in the distance after tracking it for 100 yards. You get to a point where you see it farther, about 40 yards off. You see a number of crows circling an area in the grass where the tracks lead.
Ah, shit.
You can guess what happened.
Alright. I'm gonna assume the horse is dead. I'll take a walk. I'll make sure I visually confirm that.
As you walk up on the horse, you see a lot of wolf prints around it. Thick, large wolf prints. Easily
are
a pack.
These wolf prints or
Lycanthrope.
are these werewolf prints?
These are lycanthrope, yeah. They're large enough to be lycanthropes. And it is a pack.
I'm all fired up now. Oh, they're gone. Alright, I still got all these potions on me, too. Can I take a quick look at them?
Of course, on your way back, you see a couple of them that don't look safe to drink, but you see a symbol for fire on them. From your Arcan'ta training, it's easy to assume that 2 of them are alchemist fire.
Sweet.
Oh, those are mine.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, those are mine. I have plans for those in my block and tackle already.
All right. Well, I'll give you one of them. I'll share.
You see,
all right. I'm keeping one of them.
You see 2 healing potions, and the last one is a potion that you don't recognize. It definitely is potent, but it seems off.
Like off, like it's bad.
No, like it's unknown. It's different.
All right, I'm gonna tuck that away somewhere. I'm gonna tell the rest of the party what which are the healing potions if they need them, and the ones that are crappy, I'm just gonna chuck somewhere.
All right.
Better give the professional the healing potions.
Ragnick, I'll give you one of those alchemist fires then too.
Yes. David, do you realize how bad you're fucking up by giving me things that explode?
Actually, brother, I did this carefully and strategically.
Uh-huh. Carefully and strategically with me in mind?
Yes.
Okay.
Bubba,
I'm also
the more you blow things up,
about the wolf tracks.
the more our ratings go up. You gotta remember, as a DM, I just like running a game.
Okay.
I like having fun. Yeah, I may say, holy shit, when you blow up my necromancer. But bros, the more you blow things up, the more ratings go up. So, big bada boom. I mean...
Go explode them ratings, nigga.
Yes!
Explode them ratings is absolutely right.
Why, yes, that would be correct.
So, I mean...
Lovely, Bubba, lovely.
That dwarf punt is going to blow up into an 8 out the window. I mean, I'm telling you, there are moments in game that just blow things out.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Chunokote throwing the magic missile at Strahd, they love that. I mean, I can't remember how many comments we got about people loving your guys' first encounter with Strahd. I mean, it just... You gotta let people roll with the game.
Where are you reading this shit? Because I don't see it.
The people I have listening to it.
Oh.
Though one of them did say I should have left the little girl as a werewolf and had her eat her mother as you guys walked in the house.
Holy crap.
No.
Well, we got to add him to the group. Holy hell.
Right?
That guy's kind of a dick anyway. But so, but all right, back to current game.
What's
His name is Chris Lawless.
You gonna be listening to this episode?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. All right, thanks for being a dick.
He's actually one of my best friends, and he works for me. So. All right. So you guys are, I'm hoping,
onward
moving now, right? Why do I picture the scene from Peter Pan as you guys walking, singing, following the leader?
Before we really head out, can Adri just kind of like look at everyone to see if anyone is like grievously injured or needs some healing before we go?
I'm gonna walk past limping, holding my arm.
I'm gonna do a heal check. Is that not a thing?
Chunikote is wounded, but he's not, like, going out of his way to ask for anything.
Oh, I am totally asking.
Ragnik has about 12 HP, I think.
Yeah.
What? I thought
Poor
didn't I
Kenny.
heal you on our way back to the...
Yeah, and then I took another hit.
Okay.
You healed him on the way back, but then he took more damage.
Okay.
The goblin left with barely any HP when he walked into the woods. That dude was screwed up.
I healed
Poor
him!
Kenny.
I healed
I know you
him
healed
right
him, but-
before he left!
Yeah,
I know,
she
I'm
did.
giving you a hard time.
'Cause I remember being super upset about it.
I just want to give her a hard
Alright.
time.
Hey, Rachel, what about prayer of healing?
Did I prepare that?
You're
Oh,
a
wait, we're
divine
level-
caster, right?
We're level 4, so I could have that prepared.
You're a divine caster. You don't have to prepare spells, right?
I don't have to prepare certain spells.
Technically, she has to just pray, and then they're there.
Well, there's some spells I always know, like Cure Wounds, Bless, Lesser Restoration, and Spiritual Weapon.
Yeah,
Sweet.
like
Yeah.
cure wounds.
Okay, I'll cast Cure Wounds on Ragnik.
Motherfucker.
At second level.
You see when the little girls tug on Kavir's jacket saying, I still like you.
So what?
No, when you look obviously annoyed that she healed Ragnik first, one of the little girls tugs your jacket saying, I still like you.
Aw.
Get back in line, you idiot.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
well, I think Ragnik looks like more hurt than Kavir. Like she can heal Kavir next, but
Mm-hmm.
If you do prayer of healing, you can choose 6 of us to heal.
She chooses you 4 times.
Yeah.
Jake once, and then the goat.
She heals a pigeon.
she's a passing.
There's a
pigeon.
butterfly over there with a broken wing. You better get
Absolutely healing that butterfly. All right. We'll do prayer of healing. So who all is injured? So there's Ragnik,
that. I'm down 12.
Chunikote, Kavir. Is anyone else injured? Are the
Nope.
kids okay?
The kids are doing a lot better now that they got food in them.
Okay, good.
So
Man, that's the best class ever. Child. It's like, you take damage, and you just eat, and you're fine. That's amazing. I want to get my HP back from food.
Warrior needs food badly.
Yeah, Blue
Smite
Valkyrie.
Modifier.
wizards about to die.
I spent so many quarters on that game.
Oh my god, dude! I used to play arcade too.
Both.
Back when you had to drive somewhere to play video games.
The worst part
Yep.
is they had a tick down timer on that game. So
Yep.
even if you were perfect and never got hit one time, you'd still run out of quarter.
Yep.
It was a slick play by those developers.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
like, I know you didn't get hit one time, but spend $9 to play for 2 hours.
So, using Prayer of Healing, Adri heals 19
To everyone?
Alrighty.
to everyone.
Each?
You guys are all fully healed.
19 each.
Oh, that's sweet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That is sweet. That
Yeah,
is
Prayer of
sweet.
Healing's a nice little spell.
Damn.
But it takes 10 minutes. She can't pull it off in
Yeah.
combat.
So,
Which is why we
That's
save those
alright.
potions, by the way. Because they're not range specific. So if we're not necessarily close to Adri, like for whatever reason, like combat's real difficult, or we all realize at the same time that she's really smelly, then we can use the potion that we have on hand without having to have her touch us with her greasy mitts.
It's not you, Adri, that smells funny. It's Hat.
Oh, okay. Alright.
That's true. It has the scent of genius on it.
So we'll stop for 10 minutes while Adri prays and heals everyone.
All right.
I'm going to sniff the hat. I'm sniffing the hat while she does that.
That's a weird thing. That's super
that's
fucking weird, right?
That is awkward.
If it does smell odd, I'm casting prestidigitation to clean it.
Okay.
That's the comic right there.
Oh God.
It's just,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
I kind of figured that was
still
happening.
frame of Adri, and then Chinakote like.
Do I need to make a concentration check now?
You know what?
I'm in touch. I'm in touch with my wolf spirit. It's all in character.
I don't even. I want to know if she actually realizes you're sniffing her hair when she's casting.
Oh my
that's
God,
true.
that's magnificent.
Okay, alright.
It's like that scene from Riddick where he cuts off that piece of hair and.
Yep.
My perception would be a 12.
Jake, are you being stealthy about this at all, or are you just like walking up and like,
He's in the forest.
They were talking about. Ragnick said the hat smelled, and I walked up. And I'm not trying to be stealthy about it at all.
All right.
And I'm not doing it in a sensuous manner. I'm not doing it
I
like
know.
that, for God's sake.
We know. We're
just
we're
leans straight in her face.
we have to push it to the boundaries,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not. Hello, Clarice. No.
We're the order of the goat. We have to push this.
Oh, God.
I'm just going to give it a curious sniff or two, and if it smells off, I'm casting prestidigitation on it to clean it.
So as Adri's casting
I
her,
like Adri.
so as Adri's casting her prayer of healing, all of a sudden her hat lights up in a magical spell of cleaning.
So it did smell.
Oh, damn it. You know how hard it is to get that perfect, dingy leather smell?
Well, you have to start all over again.
I know.
Whenever
Just
you
cleaned
get your hat back.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, when you get it back, I'll cast mending on the holes. The ear
There you
holes.
go.
Thank you. Hey, you should cast mending on their mouth holes. Auto group improvement.
If he could
Oh,
do
so
that,
Bryce
then he
said
wouldn't be
we're-
giving you 5 gold to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Bubba. I didn't want to say it.
You guys want to see how quick I take a level of wizard? I'll take it next level. I'll be on it. I'll just nickname my prestidigitation Clean Hat Countermouth.
Oh shit!
All right, so we got everything done. We're. Do we want to go after these werewolves, or do we want to get the Veliki?
Well,
Yeah, let's take the kids into combat.
I don't feel safe bringing children around werewolves.
Okay, wait. I'm taking my opposing stance to the one I originally had. I don't want to ever agree with her. So, I say we all grab a kid, strap him to our back, and run into a forest fire.
Ryan carries 2.
Only meat shield here is me.
All right. So I think the general group consensus, if I'm getting the pulse correct, is that we go to Veliki with the children.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right, sounds
Irina
good.
looks at you guys.
As
We're
we're
good 10
traveling,
miles out
I'm
of
telling-
Leaky.
Wow.
What time of day is it?
You guys are actually just cresting late afternoon, almost into evening now.
I'm gonna look at
We're gonna-
I'm gonna look at her and say, "You're right. We should sit here and wait for it to get closer before we head out."
Wow. Wow.
I mean, what does she want from us? She's like, "We're 10 miles out." I'm like, "We're gonna be there tomorrow too. It's gonna be 10 miles out."
Irina's
tomorrow.
like, there's the
It's not
old
wandering around.
bone grinder mill that's
Yeah, but we
Close.
call him Ragnick.
no, I was talking about the windmill. It's not too far.
Well, if that's somewhere safe to spend the night, then I think that might not be a bad idea.
I'm sorry,
Can-
bone grinder mill?
yeah, I want to
It's
roll
the
a
name
check
it got.
real quick.
Because it
You can make
grinds
meal out of
bones?
bones. You can make bone meal. My tribe did it.
I got a 3 on my
insight check. So whatever that's
All
worth.
right.
Yeah, I got a 16 on my insight check as well.
Irina's like it.
Go with
Yeah.
his.
Irina's like it's the old windmill. They called it the bone grinder.
It's slowly occurring to me that we never had her and her brother in the same location, so we only have her word that that's actually that they're related. We never got any confirmation on that, and now she's telling us to go to a place that has the words "bone grinder" in the name. It's worth a fucking roll.
But if
I think that's fair.
she was tricking us, she wouldn't have called it the Bone Grinder Mill. She would have called it the Mill of Happiness and Free Beanie Babies.
Look. I'm a professional, and so I know that if I were trying to trick somebody, I'd say the bad name in the thoughts that they would think like a novice, like your thought, and then let me just do this.
Uh-huh.
It's reverse psychology.
Right. Even Ragnick knows what it's called, you scrub. So my roll on insight. Does she seem like she's being forthright
Yes.
and genuine?
Yeah, she's not lying to you at all.
Yeah. All right, I'm about 30% confident in her ability now. I guess we can go there.
All right.
I'm gonna tell Juliet and Gabriel about my tribe, since they're like new tribe members, possibly.
All right, the club dues are due on Wednesdays.
Nah, that's bath night.
Oh,
Yo, wow, this just got awkward. After the 50,
that's a lot of weird implications in that one. That one particular statement has a lot of weird vibe to it. It's bath night with the children. Also, he only takes a bath once a week. That's a good sentence.
That's the first thing it's the first thing I came up with. I don't know.
All right. Let's go
Edit.
to the Bone Grinder.
And there the
So.
double face palm.
All right. About an hour down the road, you guys reach the windmill, as you guys see it. So.
And it looks ominous and all that, right?
It transitions. The windy path through the things becomes actually just kind of like an open area. You see the heart of the valley around, and you see this stone windmill with warped wood veins stripped bare in front of you. The clay on the walls is worn off. It's definitely been there, aged. There's a wooden fence around it that doesn't look like it's been kept up ever. The grass is kind of overgrown, but it actually seems kind of like this odd, peaceful setting in the middle of the area.
I'm looking for wolf tracks.
You actually
default action.
You actually give me a roll.
Yeah.
You
21.
You do see a small set of wolf tracks. An actual wolf.
Like wolf.
Wolf.
Alright.
A woof.
Puppy!
So
The spirits are placid here. I think this is a good place.
I'm gonna go open the door.
as you guys walk past, you actually see this odd herb, this plant actually hung up on strings between the fences and the old warped the gate that goes around the windmill.
Does it
Jake, can you identify those?
I was gonna say, would I recognize that? You want intelligence on that, I guess?
Yeah, I know, more of a wisdom.
Alright, then it's oh god, math is hard. Then it's a 13.
Alright. You recognize it as wolfsbane, an extremely rare plant from where you guys are in Greyhawk, but it's definitely a wolfsbane weed hung up around the place.
Nice.
History of Wolfsbane.
Give me an intelligence.
Like my knowledge of. Yeah. I have. Oh wait. there's a thing at the bottom of my dice roller that has one die and then a blank that you can fill in whatever number die you need. And I rolled it and I got a 1, and I was really bummed. And then I realized where I typed it. It says 1 die 1. It's really awkward.
Well done.
Okay, so my actual roll's a 24. Sorry.
Wolfsbane is actually poisonous to lycanthropes, specifically werewolves.
Right, and this is the tree in bloom.
Well, it's not a tree. These are actually purposely hung up all around the place. They're literally all tied into place in different places.
Okay.
Meaning somebody is
right, and I can
doing their best to actually ward this place off from werewolves.
Right, and I can tell by the positioning of it that this one particular area is intended to be warded.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say that to everybody around. It looks like someone.
Guess what's going with us when we leave?
No, this person has it warded. We could maybe take a couple clippings. I wonder if we can aerate it. If we could turn it into like some sort of gas, like smoke bombs that make werewolves run. I'm gonna open my book, like whip it open and scratch that idea.
All right.
Down in the pages.
Just have them run right into my sword. That's all I ask.
Yeah, combat's super easy when they run right into your sword.
That's the idea. They're an abomination.
Is it, has anyone checked inside the mill? Is it safe to, like, bring the kids in?
No.
No, that's where I was headed to open up the door.
As you give me a perception check as you walk towards the door.
That would be an 11.
Out of the corner of your eye, you catch a shine of metal in the grass hidden. You see a couple traps set.
Of what?
You see metal in the grass in
but
front of you hidden. Almost bear traps, pretty much. You see a couple bear traps set, the claw traps that snap.
Those are mine too.
So
we should leave them temporarily if we're going to be staying the night anyway.
Yeah, and you said they were trapped. They were strung?
No, they're set. They're ready to go. If you wouldn't have seen them, you may have stepped on them. So.
Okay, I'm not going to say a word and step over it and go inside.
Note to
All right,
self:
as you open the
send
door,
kids into grass first.
You hear a bowstring get strung as you walk in the door. You hear a voice from the other side.
How'd this work out for your last NPC?
Just you hear a voice from the other side. Friend or foe?
I do not know. I do not know you.
Well, let's make this easier. Are you a wolf?
Niet.
Really? He's actually speaking Russian now? Okay.
All
I
right.
think that's orc.
So
that's not orc.
Wow, she just offended all of Russia.
It's orc in this game.
He's like, all right.
I'm actually learning Russian.
Come on in.
Just for that purpose.
He tells you to come on in.
I look back and I yell at Irina, see how much easier this goes when you are accommodating and not firing arrows at people?
She's looking at you like, what the hell are you talking about?
So I point out the bear traps and tell them to come on in.
You see a man, he's propped up in a chair. He lowered his bow and put his arrow away. His legs actually all bloodied up, and he has a tourniquet tied on it.
Oh.
So
You are hurt.
He's like, yeah. He smiled. I've been worse, I think.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Hey,
Did you take an arrow to the knee?
maybe after
No.
you've known Adri for 6 months, she'll heal you one time.
Hey!
He's like, there's
Does
a pack
Adri
of...
see this injured person?
Yeah, as you all climb in, you see him get kind of worried when he sees the children come in. And he's like, you guys need to chain me down.
What?
What?
Son of
Is
a
this fucking
bitch.
Roman Polanski?
No. He's-
Oh,
Boom, boom.
Okay, can we leave the pedophile jokes out of this one?
No, I can't do it.
He looks at you guys.
David, no more kids in game.
All right.
I can't do it.
What do we need to chain you for?
Because I've been infected. I was hunting a group of werewolves through here and they got me.
So is this a prison? Are you locking yourself in?
No, I was trying to draw them in. Originally, I was hunting a hag. I got her sister, but fucking werewolves got me in the
Retry
open.
that again, man.
Hmm?
You're gonna have to redo that. Your whole
Okay.
statement dropped out.
No, he you see him kind of just, he grabs his leg in pain and he's like, I was originally hunting a couple hags and I was able to get one of the sisters, but came across a group of werewolves and they got me.
Hmm.
How long do you think until you turn?
He kind of looks at you guys. I was hoping your friend was strong enough to kill me. I've already turned once.
Okay. Well, then I think that we should go and get some of those chains and chain him up.
Would I be able to concoct something with the wolf's bane to work as a cure?
No, it would more act like a poison right now. Kill him.
I'm gonna walk over to Ragnik and kind of turn his like sight away from them so I can kind of like whisper something to him.
Yes?
You need to keep an eye on that guy.
No shit, Sherlock.
No, I mean, if we're gonna be staying here for the night, we don't have silver chains. We're gonna. I mean, they can probably break free, even if we do lock them up. So someone's gonna need to take guard while we're staying here, and I am fucking exhausted. So you're just gonna take my guard. I was just letting you know up front so that you can.
That will be 10 gold pieces, sir.
We already have a contract, so. I mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll
take watch.
outside of the game, I am paying Ragnik. He's my bodyguard, so that's the. I'm already paying you. You're like trying to renegotiate costs, and I'm just like, no, that's not how this works.
So he's like,
Oh, Ragnik, I'll take a shift of watch, too.
Very good.
Yeah, I can help too. I only need like 4 hours of rest.
That is excellent. It is nice to be in party of people that are willing to help.
On a side note, David.
yes.
I'm going to go to sleep, but periodically throughout the night, I'm going to still pretend to be asleep, but have like be awake, pretending to sleep.
All right.
To
The man
keep an eye
the
on
man
that.
looks up. He's like, there's 4 floors of the windmill. There's 3 more floors above us. It'd be safer for the children.
Okay. Is there like a...
Why don't let's put him upstairs, so that way we have a point of egress if we need it.
He nods. That'd be good. I also have silver arrows in my bag if you need them.
You are the
Music
most
to my
helpful
ears.
werewolf. I love this guy.
Music to my ears. How many are there?
20.
Don't let Adri touch him. She'll break all of them.
Hey! That happened one time!
3 times in a row.
But it was
3
one
times.
instance of it happening. So
That's cool. Yeah, so like if
How
you
many
shoot a guy, it's not how many times he was shot. It's one incident of shooting.
He looks over at you guys. Any chance you guys seen a dwarf and a odd-looking human? Have you?
Actually,
That's Adri, and don't make fun of her. She's trying her best. It's hard to look normal.
I'm going to pull out that holy symbol so you recognize this.
Yeah, I recognize it.
Unfortunately, I found your friends dead. I did bury them, though.
So the hag got him.
Well, yeah, we got her, though. So they've been avenged. Their spirits can rest.
Then I owe you. Any chance you?
Don't say that out loud.
Wrong choice of words, friend.
Any chance you seen my wolf? He's white as snow.
Big white kind of thing?
Yeah.
Rather friendly.
I had to send him away. I couldn't let him get hurt.
Yes, I've seen. So that was your wolf.
Was.
Well, for what it's worth, if he'll have me, I'll take care of him for you.
I appreciate that.
Not to be weird here or anything, but Junikote's sort of building an army. Should we be concerned?
It's my army of darkness. 5 kids and a wolf. We shall conquer. Barovia shall be mine.
Oh man, how trippy would that be if one of our characters was actually Strahd the whole time in disguise? What?
it'd be amazing.
Curses, my evil plot has been discovered. And I turn into a bat and fly away.
Oh,
Turns into a bat wolf. Oh, dude, Airwolf. Like the helicopter.
Oh, I love that
That'd
show.
Be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you really?
That was the best.
You're lying. You don't love Airwolf. No one loves Airwolf.
Dude, he did a freaking
I
like
do.
vertical like
Airwolf.
360 in the air.
Yeah.
That thing was badass.
Oh.
Because it was the only time they made a helicopter do an actual like loop-de-loop.
Yep.
It was the only time a helicopter in the history of the world has ever done a loop-de-loop. It was Airwolf. And it was badass.
Damn
Oh,
straight.
guys, I'm so upset with all of you right now.
Okay. I
Next thing-
actually have never heard of Airwolf. I confused it with Teen Wolf. I thought that's what you were talking about.
Oh, oh,
fuck.
fired. Oh, next time you're gonna tell me you don't know what the A-team is.
I've
Hey,
heard
Deej,
references.
go ahead and put a unprofessional mark next to
Yes,
Adri,
please.
Oh,
Right
it's already
there, right
right.
now.
It's already
Right now. Party
Aw.
voted.
Hey, but at least you're officially on the list
That's
now.
true. Yeah.
No, I just,
Yeah, there
I
we
just,
go, see?
I just use mustard again.
So,
How much mustard do you have?
A lot. I have a lot of mustard. I like
It's got like a-
spicy
A
Dijon.
gallon jar of Goldens in there.
It's Grey Poupon.
oh god, no,
Ah.
don't do that.
Oh.
Wayne's World.
Wait a minute, I have some of that.
I rolled down the
Oh, jeez.
windmill window.
Yeah.
Pardon me, werewolf. Have you any Grey Poupon?
Dude, if you don't say that whenever we knock on Strahd's door,
That would be awesome.
Oh,
Why would we
man.
knock on his door? We've kicked the door off of every building that we've ever
I
entered.
have knocked on every single door before I kicked it in.
Really? Have you?
Yes.
I think Adrian
Oh,
did
yeah,
too
I
before
guess
she kicked
everyone-
in that door.
Yeah, before her breaking and entering
Yep.
spree.
She did that on accident. That is so much mustard.
Accident.
That's a lot of
You
money.
rolled a
like
21
mustard.
strength. There ain't nothing accident about a 21 strength. I mean that's intent and battery.
Oh, wait, who do we batter now? Wait a minute. I was getting mustard.
Well, that's the kind of party we're in. That you went to go get mustard, and someone could have very well been assaulted. No,
It was
we
a prop.
We were doing a flashback to
Ah.
Adri when she became a criminal.
Adrian kicked them in
Okay.
the door.
Yeah, and then stole all that stuff from inside that person's
You
house.
guys, that was a shop, and you
And
were
then
there
Ragnick
too.
left a crayon note.
Yes.
Isn't it weird
She
that
apologized?
the professional was the only one that left money? I left money for that stuff before we left.
You also left a nice note for
You
the editor.
guys. I'm just saying, it just feels wrong that like I'm always made out to be the bad guy when I rescued the kids and I paid for the goods, and you guys are kicking indoors and stealing. It's crazy.
Technically, that wasn't the professional. That was
Oh,
the
you're so
confessional.
misunderstood.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ah.
that's true.
It was your alter
I
ego.
wonder where he went. We haven't seen him in such a long time.
Far away.
He's fucking dead.
He was.
He was such a delightful fellow.
Jake.
I don't
Jake.
normally like people immediately, but I really liked him.
He was a delightful fellow, that confessional.
He
Do
was.
not,
No,
do not
not with the kids.
condone
Not
that
with the
behavior.
kids.
First off, the whole idea of that is I thought we were on the way to Veliki because there was a priest who is in Veliki that we need to talk to, and I figured it'd be better to have someone who could get insight on him while appearing as his as one of his colleagues.
Mhm.
So the idea was to dress like. Then we got sidetracked and we didn't go to Veliki, and I got real annoyed at having to wear that. But since we're headed back to Veliki tomorrow, then tonight that I'll have to dress back up to continue my plan.
No.
Dear God, no.
No.
Please. Please, no.
No, I mean
You have your choice of holy symbols now.
that's true, man. I'm gonna wear them all at the same time.
Actually,
I'm gonna kind of do
the
a G unit.
the holy symbol that Chunikote showed the guy, would Adri recognize it?
You're from Greyhawk, right?
I have no idea. I don't know D&D settings.
All right.
So,
I would say, as of right
She's
now,
like, I'm from a
I would
place
say
of a
no.
thing.
okay.
I'm going to recant my statement earlier where I said I was the worst D&D player ever.
By the way, that priest that we were talking about meeting in Veliki,
Mhm.
that guy, he was Paylor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Cool. So I have the holy symbol for that as well.
So
Okay. So we're gonna get that injured guy upstairs.
all right.
Is that what's
His
happening?
name is Slonis, by the way.
Slanus?
Slanus?
I could give a shit less what his name.
Oh, I know.
Everyone else in this group.
It's funny you said that because I was planning on pronouncing it Kalanis.
Adri will help get him upstairs.
All right.
I won't.
Okay.
You guys got it.
Okay. Do you want some water or something, Slanus? I have like some rations. Are you hungry?
I would appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Adri will.
We have some fresh children downstairs.
No. Adri will give him some water and some rations.
Did he say
How many
what
feet of chain did I wind up taking from the store, David?
10 feet at least.
Okay. I'm going to roll him up in it. And didn't you take some padlocks?
Did I?
Yes. Yes, you did.
I did?
Somebody grabbed the lock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm going to get her padlocks, and I'm going to take that chain and wrap it around it and padlock it together.
As you're locking him up, he's like, it'd be easier just to kill me, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
You're not there.
If that is
That's true.
if that is what you prefer, then that is what we will do.
I could not live with myself if I hit.
But I leave that choice in your hands.
He looks around. I can't live with myself if I hurt one of the children.
Very well. And I pull my sword.
All right.
Do you have like family
We could-
or something that we can
I'm not from this realm.
notify?
I came in through the fog.
Okay, neither are we. So,
Neither were my two friends.
yeah, we're pretty new here too.
So
Oh yeah,
Now, before you go, what deity does that holy symbol belong to?
Ronia, the goddess of death. He hunts my cleric friend hunts necromancers. He hunts the undead. He made it his passion.
Oh, that is rad.
In
That
fact,
is so rad.
he was the only one happy to come here when we realized where we were.
Somebody find out the wolf's name if he
Nope.
hasn't in that.
I don't give a shit about the wolf.
His name is
Did he-
Claribel the Wolf. You know what's going to be
Clary
fun?
Wolf.
That if he starts having this wolf, and then he starts having this goat, you guys are like gonna have them around each other. That's gonna be fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
All right. So I ask him if that's really what he wants. I mean,
he's like, I don't want this curse to take me. I can't stand changing again.
then he will.
Okay. Adri's gonna say a quick prayer for his soul, so
He
that
looks up,
it
he's
can
like-
peacefully pass over to
You say you're
the afterlife,
strangers.
and that he.
Go for it.
Yes.
You say you're strangers in this land too, right?
Uh-huh.
Watch out for this dark master they're all afraid of. He scares everyone.
We've already met Dark Master.
All right.
Ask his name, please. I'm not there. Sorry.
They
We
called him.
assume he's talking about one Dark Master.
Yeah.
What do they call him?
They called him Strahd.
Yeah, we met
Boy.
him.
Yeah, I fucked him up.
That's one way to say it, I guess.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but
Our cleric
Yeah.
made it his holy quest to
So-
end him.
Yeah, we're gonna also be doing that.
All right.
Why are you so happy all the time? Yeah, we're also going to be doing that.
That was great. Oh,
Then I wish you
And then we
luck.
were thinking maybe Fort Lauderdale after.
I wish you luck then.
and whenever I do ask him, I say, so have you made peace with your maker?
I have.
And have you heard about my Lord and Savior Cord?
Last chance.
I have not heard of Cord.
So we sit down and we have an hour-long
Oh, God.
conversation about the joy of Cord.
And at the end of it, he's begging him, please just kill me.
You know, I think I like your Cord better than I like his Ronia.
Cord is a good god. So I stand and my sword actually starts to glow.
What?
There's a yup. There's a bright light that fills up about 20 foot. And do you need attack
No.
rolls and damage
No.
and all that shit, or
No,
is
go
this just
for
going
it.
to be a go? Okay. So, and I go ahead and I place the sword over his heart and hit it on the top like I'm popping a beer cap on a counter.
That's a good description.
wow.
He nods and thanks as the sword goes through.
I'm gonna, with the light from the sword or whatever, I'm gonna look over at Ragnek and be like, mine does that too, but yours seems way less annoying. Mine won't shut the fuck up. It's like non-stop.
It is funny because the only reason that I can do this is because of voice I have.
Want to trade?
I'm afraid that you wouldn't be able to hold my weapon.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Wow.
Does
It's,
sorry.
it is a great sword. It is not short sword like you were accustomed to.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you have the great sword. I have the greatest sword. I'm gonna make all swords great again.
Oh God, no.
Thanks, Obama.
Oh God.
Does
Oh.
does Slonis have like a cloak or something, or like is there like a blanket or something that Adri can kind of like drape over his body until we can bury him in the morning? Because I assume it's dark by now.
Yes.
I was just going to take him out in the yard and bury
Oh, okay.
him now. That's part of my
Okay.
watch. I can be out there burying while I'm on watch.
Alright.
I'm just curious what Adri's character sheet looks like. It's got like fucking flint, tinder, rope, 900 blankets to cover dead people with.
I am going to undo the padlock and take my save back.
Well, then Adri will help Ragnick with the burial, and then say a few words over the grave.
All right.
Yeah, we hold hands and bow our head and
Yep.
pray for him.
And
So-
then should probably go check on the kids and make sure they're not too traumatized.
You cover them with a blanket.
No, the kids are fine.
Okay, good.
So
Adri wanted to. She's got a few things she wants to do detect magic on.
all right.
So she'll cast that as a ritual. And she's going to check the. Let's see. The gem is magic. She's going to check the bag.
Harley, leave the cat alone.
Um,
Leave the kitty alone.
where is it?
Leave the kitty alone. Leave her
The
alone.
bloody coat
Yeah, I know.
and the signet ring.
All right. The bloody coat is just a bloody coat made of fine material. The signet ring is just the Barovia Burgermaster's signet ring. As the DM, I would suggest not letting D see it, otherwise you may not see it again. He loves stealing
No,
costume jewelry.
Yeah.
I love him shaking his head right now, by the way.
Is the
Look, I know at all times what everyone has in their pockets, just FYI.
the bag is magical,
okay?
so the ring is
Is
actually
there-
called a.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're just detecting magic. You're not identifying, right?
Yeah, I think that's a
Alright.
different spell, which I don't have.
You can try to attune yourself with it.
But if it's cursed, I don't want to tune myself to a cursed item.
That's true, but for science.
Well, no. I mean, you can attune yourself to cursed items.
Oh man, wouldn't it be rad if it was just like makes you twice as sexy and I was just like, yeah. That's what this item does. It just makes professionals.
Oh god.
That's a curse.
Okay.
D's doing the double gun.
So anyway,
What's the range in your detect? What's the range in your detect magic? Why can I not say
30
that?
feet.
All right. The mace in Chunikote's bag begins to glow, as well as the dwarven axe.
Oh, how about that?
She will let him know that those are magic.
All right. And
Also,
Well, Adri, you use a mace, don't
Yeah.
you? Well, here, how about you upgrade there, my friend?
is it cursed? Is it a good base?
it was attached to the
We can
cleric.
find out.
That's true.
The cleric was a dark cleric.
No, he worshipped the god that fought the undead.
I thought he was the god of death.
She.
Well, I'm kind of thinking god of the dead like Osiris, god of the dead. He's a good god of the dead.
It was a she,
Oh.
and
This is player
Yeah.
talking, not character talking. Or she, pardon.
Like-
I'm not.
Like Pharasma in Pathfinder, Rachel.
Okay. Alright, well, thank you.
you also notice
Oh, sorry.
Solanas' bag in the corner, a cloak glowing in the bag.
Sweet.
How many silver arrows were there, by the way?
20.
20.
Adri, you want to take 10 and I'll take
Sure.
10?
Thanks.
Are they regular or masterwork?
Masterwork.
As soon as Adri touches the arrows, they
They
explode.
just break, they shatter.
I need a
Okay.
D100 for every arrow
So-
that Adri touches.
So off topic, but Dees, how much have
Deese, how much have you paid me over the last 10 years that I've been your bodyguard?
After the entirety of the mission's done, we split the total loot.
No, that's not how this works. I get a weekly salary, right?
No. First off, any weekly salary that you would get, you guys are super against collecting, so it wouldn't matter.
Anyway.
I swear to God, this guy, he goes around, he rescues all these people, doesn't collect payment, and then comes to me like I'm supposed to shit money. And then you give me a hard time when I try to get the money that I have to pay him with. People are crazy.
So I'm kind of looking at the spiked armor and concocting some ideas.
All right.
Well, when we get to town, I am going to need advance on my salary.
Yeah, why not? Well, I'll give you half of everything we collected from people. So you can have half of one parchment, and that's it.
And half of 25 gold.
No, that was for me. That was for my services, not yours.
Nope. I get half of everything we've collected from individuals, which is what you said.
So then I get half of all your gear.
Chunicote.
I get half of everything
Absolutely.
you looted?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I didn't loot anything.
I want half of that great sword.
I'll give you half of it, buddy.
Yeah, I want.
Starting with just the tip.
I want the half with the handle and the hilt.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have the glowing half of my sword.
I don't think that's how that works.
And by the way, I think I'm fast company with what you're trying to do. You're going to try to build armor for your goat. Which
Yes, I am.
Which is not a business expense, mind you.
Uh-huh.
No.
I've got four sets of the iron boots.
He said, uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I've got four sets of iron boots and a set of dwarven spike plate.
That's going to be one rad-ass goat that I'm not drawing.
Adri's gonna go over to Chunicote, and she's got the bloody coat, and she's gonna say, "Can you clean this for me, like with your cleaning magic thing?"
Not only can I clean it, I can fix it too.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. This is gonna be great. I have a great idea. It's gonna be so funny.
Uh-oh.
I'll be right back.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I think I already know what her funny idea is, and so I'm gonna grab that chainmail shirt that we looted, and I'm gonna be right back.
You're pretending to sleep. Okay, so Adri's gonna find a little like side room or something, and she's gonna put on the coat, and she still has Kavir's hat, and she's gonna get that piece of parchment she took from him last game and her quill, and she's gonna step out and she's gonna pretend like she's Kavir. So she'll step out and she'll like start writing out a bill, and she'll be like, guys, who am I? Look.
Okay.
That's great.
Chunicote is laughing.
Oh yeah.
Chunicote is highly amused.
Oh yeah. I'm laughing in bad Russian.
I'm laughing in bad Russian.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
the quality of brain power on that side of the room.
So she's gonna write out a bill, and it's gonna say at the top, to Kavir from Adri, you owe me 5 gold for healing you today. And then she's gonna like tear off that piece on the parchment and then just like lay it down on his bedroll.
Okay. On my turn, I'm going to run out of the room I changed in
Uh-huh.
at max speed,
Okay.
at my 90-foot movement speed.
Okay.
And dressed in chainmail, I'm going to be like, ah! And I'm going to try to take the hat from Kavir, the professional.
Okay. Alright, what do we
Dex
roll for
checks.
this again?
Dex checks.
Okay. Alright.
And we're going to end the night again on the hat roll.
Oh, 20.
20.
Oh, do we add expertise to it?
Wait a minute. Did they both roll 20 again?
I got-
Reroll.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, 21.
Yeah, you get your hat back. I got like
And then
12.
I'm going to put it on my hat.
Uh-huh.
And we need to take care of all the children. Also, a bunch of people are sad, so let's go help them all be not sad now. And then I'm going to run off, like, spastically down the hallway.
I mean, that sounds like a good point to help kids and help people.
Yeah.
So.
The kids are
I got my
petrified
hat
upstairs
back,
right
so
now, by
you're
the way.
gonna get one.
No! Did we leave them upstairs?
Way to go. Hey, you are the professional. Fantastic.
I thought we kept them on the ground floor.
Well, they're scared wherever they're at right now. They're looking at you
Okay,
guys like,
all right.
what
I
the
think-
hell?
Alright. Well, this coat is now Adri's professional disguise.
Actually, you know what?
So-
I'm gonna give her the hat back.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the hat back on her head and be like, you know what?
Uh-huh.
That looks really good.
Thanks.
Yeah, and now all those children down there, you need to explain to them how much they all owe us
No,
for this
I'm not gonna do that.
voyage. You're not a convincing professional.
Well,
You're not very good at
I
this.
left you a bill, so I think that's pretty good.
You have to sign it. Did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you collate the paperwork?
Yeah, I did.
Did you give a copy to the person who's supposed to pay and also save one for your file?
Well, I left a copy for you.
You are not professional at all. Take the fucking jacket off.
This is my coat.
I love how he's talking to her about clerical work.
Boom!
Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Bubba crushed 2 of them tonight, man.
Dang.
Dude, that Shades of Grey thing was so fucking funny, and then followed up immediately by clerical work. Oh,
Nice.
That was good.
excellent.
Alright, so Adri,
You know what? I'm gonna work towards getting you that advance for your goat armor.
Once again, we want to thank you guys for listening to Freelance Heroism. We hope you're having just as much fun listening as we are playing. Visit us at facebook.com/freelanceheroism and leave us a like. Want to see our adventures in comic form? Our own Mr. Professional illustrates our misadventures and more at 1d4rounds.com.
our theme music is I'm What You'd Be Without Her by Dr. Turtle, used under the Creative Commons license. You can find a link in the show notes. Our cast includes Dees Cassius as Kavir the Professional, Rachel Moore as Adri the Wood Elf, Bubba Downs as Ragnik the Bold, Jake Sipple as Chunakote the Wayward Shaman, and of course, last but not least, our DM, David Walker.
Questions or comments? Send an email to mail@freelanceheroism.com. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, the invoice is in the mail.
Looking to record your very own high-quality podcast? Check out Podcast Center LA. Mention this show and get $10 off your first recording.